Siembieda and JJ Buck.
Well, I kind of felt bad for the old guy. They reached out a little bit. They were going to give him an exemption. I thought we fixed that. They're going to give him an exemption. Let the old guy, he's been good for the game. Let him, really? Let him into the U.S. Open. He didn't need that exemption. The old guy was pretty good this weekend. In fact, the old guy at 50 years old was better than all the young guys in their prime. The old guy, 50, almost 51 years old. What we watched yesterday was amazing. We watched yesterday was historical, was unbelievable, and was so Phil. What's up, y'all? Merry Monday to you. Welcome to your work week. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff this weekend. There was playoffs, and there was good baseball, and there was soccer, and there was indoor football, and but what we watched from Phil all weekend long, and then yesterday was historical, and we'll do our best to put it into perspective from our angle. You can offer that sponsor's exemption to somebody else now, please, and thank you.
What he did all weekend was absolutely incredible. To Phil Mickelson early on, you're like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
There's Phil on the leaderboard, flirting with first, drop back a few shots, and all of a sudden, Saturday and Sunday, you could not slow that man down.
It was he tried to go Phil on 13 when he put it in the water, but he opened up a 4-stroke lead. The sand shot out of the bunker was so Phil because he's in trouble, but he gets out. And Brooks Koepka helped him along. Certainly, Brooks wasn't great and did put a ton of pressure on him. But the historical perspective on this is more, I think, than just becoming the oldest person to win a major in golf at 1 month short of 51 years old. And we'll get into what I think what it means in long term, and Phil's perspective on what he thinks it means long term. But watching that old man go around that golf course, that old man who I think is in better shape now than maybe he ever was. Do you think that's right?
Possible, yeah.
I mean, he looks like it, right? Nutrition, science, whatever it is, and workout. He says just more working harder, eating better, doing different things because you have to. He says there's no reason at 50, 51 years old you can't do these things. You just have to work harder. And were there doubts? I think we all had doubts on Phil. And to your point, you're right. It was on Thursday, Friday. Yeah, that's cute. There's Phil. I think when we all saw him on Friday, we all went, whoa. And then I was over in Arizona. I played a couple rounds of golf over there. And it's funny, the buzz around golf courses, right? And different groups, just everybody's talking about Phil. Did you see Phil yesterday? What time's Phil start today? Phil's not Tiger because nobody is. But Phil's next when you start talking. As much as people love Rory and you love these, and you know I do. I love watching these young golfers. There's something not just in the older demographic now. I think even in the under 30 demographic that's got some sort of enthrallment. Probably isn't a word, but you see Phil up there and it's like, I mean, I don't know about you. Everybody I was with was whether they liked him or not, were pulling for Phil.
How could you not be at that moment in time? Phil Mickelson has always felt just like the bridesmaid in his career, going up against Tiger Woods, chasing that, and he's won his fair share of majors. He's done great things, and then to play the way he did on the weekend, and then I keep going back to that shot on 16 yesterday where he outdrove Brooks Koepka, and everyone was like, wow, what a drive from Brooks, and then it's Phil Mickelson that hits it past him, and it just kind of just set it didn't set the tone, but it was the exclamation point on really the weekend for Phil Mickelson. And to be 50 years old and accomplishing what he did, yes, everything he said about it's still something you can do in that game at that age if you're able to put your body in the position it needs to be. But it shoots right up there when you think of the recent accomplishments of Tiger Woods winning the Masters, everything else we've seen. Well, this definitely sneaks into whatever top 5, top 10 you have when it comes to Masters major tournament victories.
Yeah, Tiger was 44 when he won the Masters. And coming back on a rebuilt body, I don't know that Phil's body was ever as beat up as Tiger's was physically. But certainly there's a lot of wear and tear. I mean, he's been playing golf since he was a kid in San Diego and then through Arizona State and then for 30 years on the tour. But to get this victory at that age, and I heard this a lot, and I don't know about you, well, gosh, just think what Tiger could do. I don't know if Tiger can walk. We still don't know if Tiger's going to be able to walk without help, right? Tiger at 50? I mean, who knows, right? Maybe that's why when we had this conversation before Tiger's last accident, who's going to win more, Tiger or Brady? This was after the Super Bowl. We said Tiger because we both believe that you could win late into your 40s and maybe even early into your 50s, and this proves it. He's the first man to crack the barrier. This man plays on the senior tour. He plays on the senior tour. Plays senior events. He was given a courtesy exemption into the U.S. Open, the one major which he has not yet won, because he's Phil Mickelson. And it's one thing again, and if he would have won the Honda or the Schwab or give me some tournament that's a nice tournament, you'd have told me, wow, I mean, yeah, Jeff, but it's not. Look at the field. Who's there? He beat Harry Higgs. By the way, Harry Higgs was top 5. Right? He beat everybody. Everybody. All the best. Dustin Johnson didn't make that. By the way, a really, really hard golf course. Did you enjoy Key Island? Because I sure did.
It played well for a major.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With scores that were, would you have 11 guys who were under par? And this guy was the best. I couldn't have enjoyed it more. It's why you enjoy the majors so much. And it was special. And I loved his perspective afterwards. This may be the last tournament I ever win. It very well may be. Or it may put me on a little run and for a few years and I do well. I love the perspective, the reality, and to have that moment. It was it's the only bummer was his whole family wasn't there, but his son being on the bag was kind of cool, right? I thought that was cool. But it was his Tiger moment. How about coming down 18? How about the swarm, those crowds? I mean, COVID's over, right? At least in South Carolina, there's no damn COVID, right? That thing is a thing of the past. But Brooks kept getting swallowed up in that thing, just going, what the hell am I doing here? What did I do? How many people get that? If that's Brooks Koepka going for his, what would it be, his 5th or 6th? You getting that? I mean, there's 2 guys in this game who do that, right? The old guys, Tiger and Phil. Anybody else?
Yeah, to have that kind of reaction, I think that list is small.
I mean, anybody else? Jordan Spieth's not getting that crowd.
Spieth isn't. You wonder if Brooks was leading at that moment in time, if it would have happened. And maybe. I'm not sure it would have.
I mean, just the swarm of people on 18 that just it felt like when Tiger won the Tour Championship in DC that time, or in Atlanta that time. Remember his first victory back, and it was the Tour Championship. That's what it felt like. You don't see that. Just getting swallowed up. It almost felt uncomfortable, actually. All right, we got a lot to do. I'm really, really looking forward to your reaction to what Phil did yesterday, to what happened over the weekend, and what it meant historically, and what it means for the old guys. Or is it just guy won a tournament? A guy can get hot. To me, that was better. That was good golf. That wasn't just some guy getting lucky.
Not with the way he played on the weekend.
Yeah, he played on that golf course. That was one of the greatest golfers we've ever seen, playing maybe one of his best tournaments we've ever seen, and making a little history. 505-246-0610 is how you'll get to us today. 505-246-0610. Your emails will come through and are jeff@sportsanimалabq.com, jj@sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, you should follow JJ. It's _JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, it is the OD in the AM. You can watch the show there. Josh is up early this morning producing for you on the ProView side. Bobcat's got you on the radio side. We got NBA playoffs to get through. LeBron James, maskless, hanging out with Drake at a party. Nothing to see here. Move on. We got hockey playoffs. Gladiators are back in action. United back in action. JJ, what didn't we have this weekend? Racing?
Ooh, we had a lot.
Yeah, we had a lot. And we're going to get through it with you today on the Monday edition of The Opening Drive. It's The Opening Drive. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
steal coming in. Can she get the points?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Gonna slam it home. Gonzalez gonna leave it for Hasbury. Send it in! We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's gonna heave it from half court for the win!
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow!
Unbelievable!
Oh, here's
Nice.
the steal coming in. Can she get the points?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Gonna slam it home. Gonzalez gonna leave it for Hasbury. Send it in! We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's gonna heave it from half court for the win!
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow!
Unbelievable!
Well, the number 1 seed in the Western Conference loses game 1 to the 8th seed in the playoffs yesterday. The favorite, I think a favorite, or probably at least most people's favorite in the West, loses their first game as well. Now, they're series, they're not games, it's not over. It's the opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Bigger story, and I think I know this, to me, bigger story is the 7th seed losing to the 2, which on surface, if you put it that way, who the 7th seed is supposed to lose to the 2? The Lakers losing game 1 as opposed to the Jazz without Donovan Mitchell losing game 1 to Memphis. Bigger story to you?
It's the Lakers.
Yeah.
And that's because I want to credit the Memphis Grizzlies. In the Utah, that was the hesitation. We didn't know what Donovan Mitchell was going to look like when he came back or when he was going to come back. And in the morning, when he's doing his media, he's like, feels good, a little bit sore, but I'm excited to get back there out there on the court. And guess what? He wasn't there. And late in the second quarter, in the second half, the Grizzlies turned it around as a team. Dylan Brooks went off. In the last 2 games for Ja Morant, he has taken his game to another level. Because Ja Morant's good, but he's not usually that guy that's scoring 25, 30 points per game. but they needed him to do that on Friday, and he did. And they needed him to continue that aggressiveness yesterday against the Jazz, and he did. And, oh, by the way, Dylan Brooks just went off in that second half, and they took game one. So ton of credit to Memphis the way they're playing. But the Lakers are in trouble because that team is not good offensively, and it's all about the defense. And if you hold a team to under 100 points, but you can't still win that game, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. And I'm hearing, well, it was LeBron's fault, and it wasn't. I'm not blaming the game. He had 18 points. LeBron's going to have to score more than 18 points in a playoff game for them to be effective. And certainly Anthony Davis is going to have to do better than 13. And he's going to have to look better than he looked. He's going to have to. I mean, he can't get outplayed by DeAndre Ayton. And as much as you like DeAndre Ayton, and he was the first overall pick, and on and on, that's fine. That's Anthony freaking Davis over there. And I'm not ready to sign that thing off yet. But in game one, yeah, you better be concerned if you're the Lakers. Now, they physical LeBron. Here's I don't know if this surprised me, but it impressed me that young team making their first playoff run together was so physical and was not afraid of the Lakers, was not backing down from the big bad Lakers, was not they didn't care if it was LeBron James or who it was. They went at them, and it was impressive to me that's they had that in them, and I don't know if it should be or if it shouldn't be, but I was impressed by that.
I agree with you on that, especially the way Devin Booker played in this setting, and he leads the team 34 points. And the one thing with the Lakers you thought going in, not just LeBron and Anthony Davis, is even when they don't play well offensively, they've usually been one of the better teams defensively. And they weren't terrible defensively, held Phoenix under 100 points, but you look at how lackluster that offense was. Yes, Anthony Davis wasn't good, but they've been able to overcome that because someone else is going to pick it up. You have your two keys in LeBron and AD, and then someone else is going to get hot. And that wasn't the case, and that was a credit to the way Phoenix just kept coming at them from start to finish. Overall, the frustration mounted. You saw that, in the little back and forth there, pushing and shoving, Cameron Payne getting ejected with what was going on, and they really did frustrate the Lakers. In the last two games, really from Anthony Davis, in the second half against the Warriors, he stood up, but that's bad Anthony Davis. And that's the one thing which is just so frustrating about the dude is you're going to have your off night, but there's so many times he just doesn't want to do the dirty work. He doesn't want to get engaged, and it affects his game overall. We saw it yesterday. All right, was it a quote dangerous and overly aggressive end quote foul by Chris Paul on LeBron James? Frank Vogel, the Lakers coach, is quite upset. Thinks that he grabbed his arm, and he did, and it led to an altercation. Look, I'm just going to tell you, Suns are going to go at LeBron James. And LeBron James may come out and stab him in the heart because he's LeBron James, kind of like he did the Warriors the other night, right? And come up big because he's that guy. But what I saw yesterday is this team of young, brash, cocky people and Chris Paul, and Chris Paul are not afraid, and their game plan is go at him. They should.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that play from Chris Paul.
That's right.
It was a Bush League play from Chris Paul.
That's right.
The way you rip someone's arm like that when they're in the air, that brought flashbacks to Kelly Olynyk taking out Kevin Love in the playoffs. When he was like ripping him down on the ground, and he did not return. Going at LeBron, being physical, yeah, absolutely, that's what you should do. But the way that Chris Paul was tugging on his shoulder as LeBron was in the air, that's one that LeBron ain't sending you that text. Post game, he might talk to you in a few days. Maybe that's a bad play of anyone, whether he was pulling down LeBron or Kyle Kuzma at that point in time.
All right, I think that's probably right. What do you? I'm looking at it again. He went in. I just don't see a whole ton there. I see them get locked up. You think he really just tugged on
Chris
it?
Paul was pulling on his arm 100%.
Yeah, I got to look at it. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I don't see it as I see them tied up. I see it as he pulls. Yeah, I guess he had his other arm around. Yeah.
Like that's one where, whether you like LeBron or not, you don't need people.
You don't need
popping shoulders.
No, I'm down. Hit me on the thing, the story that came out Friday. He's at a party with Drake. Look, I was just in Arizona. I watched 15,000. There's no COVID in Arizona. There's people wearing masks. I was in Florida a couple weeks ago. I watched 15,000 at a Knicks game yesterday. I don't know how many people were at the game where LeBron was yesterday. But protocol is protocol, right? And I guess he was at a event to promote a tequila brand, correct? And Drake was there and other celebrities. Michael B. Jordan was there. And LeBron's photographed without mask. And I guess the issue is, and I'm going to tell you, to me, they need to loosen these protocols at this point, like the rest of the world is, but they have not, as the NBA. Other guys are getting put on quarantine, not suspension now, not suspension. There's a big difference. But I think the league lost Steph Curry for the rest of the playoffs because he had eliminated that same day it came out. Do you think the league handled that well by saying nothing to see here, move on, or should LeBron, as other players have been, put into protocol because of where he was and
they need to be transparent on this? Because my question would be, all right, what was the last player that was put on? Like, have they changed the way they're dealing with this?
Yeah.
Like, was Carrot?
Well, what was the I would be more concerned. What was the last situation which you had to judge this, as opposed to the last player who was put on it?
Because if they were doing this earlier in the season, it's understandable. Have they internally changed, but not have told us? Because easily it's just
Evidently not.
what this comes across, and there's no way to push back on it. Is this LeBron James getting a pass?
LeBron James plays on ABC in Game 1 of the playoffs on Sunday. He's fine. Yeah.
Because I'm with you. To this point, I got to believe that the people that put on this event probably did their fact-checking with the celebrities that were involved.
See, and that's where you get a little a little murky on the.
Even so, I go back to, if this was any other player, would they be put in quarantine?
So to your point, from everything I understand on this, it's like the rest of us. We're all on the honor system. Now, I don't know. I heard, well, some people had to go in and show their card, but not everybody. LeBron has been very vague, and that's his right, as to whether or not he has been vaccinated. The league says once a team is 85% vaccinated, then they loosen these restrictions, and they said the Lakers are not at 85% vaccinated. That means the players, the coaches, the immediate staff, not necessarily the front office people, but the people with whom the players have regular contact. The Lakers have not hit that threshold yet. So that would evidently loosen it. Like, I don't know if it's time to loosen it. I'm going to tell you, I think it is. But if they have not been loosened, and other guys, to your point, have been suspended somewhat recently for a similar or same type of violation, LeBron James should have been not suspended. Suspended was the wrong term, and I apologize. Quarantined. LeBron James should have been quarantined. And I get it. To your point, Michael Jordan was treated differently. Different rules for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. And I understand that. And the league just lost Steph Curry.
Didn't play during a pandemic.
No, I understand, but still, there's different rules for those guys. If this was, I don't know, man, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, if this was even Alex Caruso, right? Mm-hmm. I could see the league saying, we are still on this, and that guy's suspended. You have to be careful, right? It was what was the dude during the bubble that went to his favorite?
Oh, Lou Williams.
Lou Williams was the strip bar to get. He really liked the lemon pepper wings at that particular strip bar in Atlanta, and he couldn't do without his favorite meal, the lemon pepper wings, and they just only happened to be sold at that strip club. All right, man was hungry. Man's got to eat. I understand. This is LeBron James. When I heard the story, my initial was, are you kidding me? Or this is where we are in the world. I'm watching you put games out there, and there's 15,000 people in Madison Square Garden. How many people were at the Laker game last night around LeBron James? Indoors. This was an outdoor event. I struggle with the concept, but if that's still the league policy, if in fact guys are still being held to that rule, then maybe the guy should have been quarantined.
And I'm with you on that one. And I keep thinking in my head, go back to the Karis LeVert situation. What put him in quarantine? Was it he was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be? Did he test positive? Because that's the last high-profile player I can think of in the last week or two that was put in protocol.
And there, the key statement is there's high profile. Okay, should that matter?
It shouldn't matter, but I can't even think of I guess, there's a De'Aaron Fox situation at the end of the year, but you never know a lot of these times when they're putting the safety protocol to quarantine what it was for.
Right. No,
Are they still doing that for, we found out this person was somewhere he shouldn't have been.
Contact tracing. Right. Look, I think it's at this point, I believe, I think you do too, it's probably too restrictive as people are moving about the country. Okay. But if that's still your policy, and by the way, and we watched what happened with the Yankees, right? A couple weeks ago. COVID's still out there. It's not what it was, but it's not done. And if that's the league's stance on it, then, should LeBron James be treated the same as Karis LeVert, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Alex Caruso? Give me a guy. And if you tell me no, I'm listening, by the way, because I'm well aware Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, they got different rules. What was it, the Jordan rules, right? It was its own term. I get it. But should he have been? And then was the foul on Chris Paul, was that filthy? Was it malicious? How'd you feel about that? And where do you think on the Suns? We still got to get through the playoffs, by the way, because what happened in Atlanta was terrific. What happened with the Jazz is significant. We still got a lot of stuff to do there. 505-246-0610. I want to hear from you today. 888-922-0610. If you want to get in on a Gladiators 63-58 victory over the Iowa Barnstormers, you can do that. Nate Davis threw for 220. They got a quarterback, dude. A lot of touch. That's a good win for them. I didn't realize it was week 5 of their season in that league, and that was their first game. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was already week 5.
Yeah, I had no idea. All right, hey, it's springtime. Good. You felt those wins this weekend? I heard they were pretty gnarly. Summertime's coming. You know what time it is? Time for you to feel like you again, men. Guys, if you're feeling sluggish, been regularly tired, maybe you're carrying a few extra pounds, or you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, New Male will help you feel like you again. Most likely, you know this. As you age, things like fatigue, low T, even ED are natural. There's a really good chance you'll be affected. Call New Male at 505-652-1688 or visit NewMale, that's NUMALE.com, and you can take care of it. New Male leads the way in men's health. They make men feel better and help them battle nature. Testosterone replacement that is cutting edge. The process is easy, it's comfortable, and it's local. But the best part of this whole thing is the results are absolutely proven, and they are real. Call and make an appointment at 505-652-1688. You know, sometimes the toughest part is the first part, making that call. Don't put it off. It's time. Time to feel like you. Time to feel well. Call New Male. They'll help you. 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel better.
This week,
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Went up to Colorado this weekend to see how good they are. Went 3-0. Huh?
Not too bad.
Beat teams from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and from Colorado Springs. It was good. The girls played so well. Addie scored the 7th goal in a 7-6 game. It was tied 6-6 and scored the game winner. She's like, Dad, it was under the lights on the turf, and there was an announcer. It was a PA announcement. That was so cool. So congratulations. I love when New Mexico teams go out of town and come home with victories. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. I want your thoughts on Phil yesterday. I don't know. And I know I hang out. You know, it's always where you hang out. Then I was at some golf courses. But everybody was talking about Phil. If you want to go there, you can. Lakers lose to the Suns 99-90 in round 1 of the playoffs. They're down 1-0. Memphis 112 over the Jazz 109. Jazz in trouble? They've got to be, right? If Donovan Mitchell isn't right, they're not making a deep run.
Yes. It all comes
really
down
is that,
to Donovan
right?
Mitchell, his availability, and then what he looks like when he gets back on the floor.
It's kind of, to me, like the Jamal Murray thing with the Nuggets. Yeah. They lose to Portland the other night at home in the 4. That's the 4-5 game, right? Is that 3? That's 3-6. Yeah, the 4-5 game went the other way too. Mm-hmm. The 3-6 game where Portland, with the way Nurkic played, I thought Nurkic was big. And you got the backcourt with Lillard and McCollum. They're terrific. We're watching a bunch of that game. As good as Jokic is, and I thought I really believe in what Denver's done with the supporting cast, but now you're in the playoffs. There's no more load management. Guys aren't taking the day off. Every game means a ton. Portland is better than Denver without Jamal Murray.
Yes, and the Nuggets were in trouble coming into this series just due to that. And you saw that with Jokic, who was fantastic, 34-16, 1 assist. And that's what really stands out to me is that shows you
somebody's got to score.
The Nuggets, while they finish the season really well, to your point, when everything goes up a notch in the postseason, who's going to make that other shot? Dame Lillard, 34 points, 13 assists.
Yeah, I thought he was terrific, and he will be. He will be terrific. Look,
but they got CJ. You got Norman Powell that were hitting shots. Michael Porter Jr. was really good. Really? Still only 1-2 versus the depth you see at Portland now.
Let me tell you something. I look at the West right now. I think the Lakers are in trouble. I still think they're going to win that series. Okay, and I still think they're making a run. But you can make a case for a number of teams. How about Dallas beating the Clippers?
Wide open.
How about that? It's wide open. By the way, my favorite, well, I don't know if it was my favorite, my most memorable moment of Saturday's games, end of the third quarter, coming back for the fourth quarter, and they go do the coaches' interviews. And we're here with Denver Nuggets coach Mike Malone. Michael. That's Michael. Like, really, dude? It's Michael Malone. Don't call
Michael Malone.
Don't call him Mike. Did you see that?
I didn't.
He snapped. I don't know who the reporter was, but she asked him, or she said, and we're here with Mike Malone, Denver Nuggets coach Mike Malone. Michael. It's Michael. And then at the end, she's like, thank you very much, Michael. I guess we want our names pronounced right. It's like when Colin Morikawa was on the tee yesterday at the PGA, and they're in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So it's not a very Spanish-speaking familiarity to place. Now on the tee, the 2020 PGA champion from La Cañada, California, Colin Morikawa. And he kind of gets
Canada?
La Cañada is what they say. It's La Cañada?
La Cañada, California.
He's from La Cañada, and the guy's like and there was probably the tilde over the end on the sheet, and they really study the names. Okay, how do you pronounce this name? How do you pronounce this game? Is it Walpo or is it Walpo? Is it Yay or JJ? Right? I mean, but they figure that whatever.
Oh, where's he from?
La Cañada, because it's spelled Canada, but there's a tilde over the end. La Cañada. Yeah, La Cañada. And he just got that big Morikawa smile, and he didn't say anything. He went on. I think he hit it in the rough. All right. And then Atlanta. How about Trae Young in his first playoff game? Was he any good? Like that series can be the sneaky fun series of the first round if you don't know enough about those teams.
Trae Young was unbelievable.
Yes.
Not just the game winner, but 32 points overall. The atmosphere in Madison Square Garden going back and forth with the fans becoming the villain of the series for Knicks fans. It was a great game, and I'm right there with you. I think that's a 7-game series because Julius Randle is going to be better than 6 of 23
probably
from the floor, and they have to be because he's their anchor for the Knicks, everything that they've done this season. But what a moment in his playoff debut for Trae Young. The dude that coming in, all the expectations, he was the guy at Oklahoma. They always had the extra box where how many points has he scored, where's he shooting from, and to step up like that in his playoff debut was phenomenal.
I remember when he was at Oklahoma, he was being compared to Steph, right, for his range and how he shot, and it was a legitimate comparison. And he's become a terrific pro. Team wasn't good last year. This year they're sitting there as the 5th seed, and they're pretty good. And that's a 4-5 series. Those are typically very good series. But if you haven't watched either one of those teams, that might be the freshest watch of all the first-round playoffs. Like the Bucks and Miami Heat's going to be a battle, and that was a big win for the Bucks. But as far as freshest, youngest, newest talent, like you're going to enjoy the Suns if you haven't watched the Suns a lot with what Ayton and Booker are, and with Chris Paul in there. But watching the elf on the sideline, it's not fair. Spike Lee looking like a little orange, right? I mean, with the hat and the mask and the shirt and the little orange. But here's the other thing about what the playoffs I think are going to be. I think people are going to lose their mind. It's kind of why I think the PGA was what it was yesterday. People are now out. People are just jonesing to do stuff, right? I don't know how many people have been to events, and South Carolina is a different world than certainly we have been, right? But watching the crowd, did the crowd make a difference? I told you during COVID last year, watching golf tournaments, I didn't really miss the crowd much until there was like that one playoff where it was Justin Thomas and was it John Rahm who hit those 2 putts on top of each other? No, it was Morikawa. Morikawa was one of them, and Justin Thomas, right? And I'm like, dang, the crowds would have been going nuts. the crowds really made it big there, especially because it was Phil yesterday. Like, there's a good chance Phil doesn't win yesterday if it's not for the crowd this week, right? The crowd, it was so, like, they love Phil Mickelson. Galleries at golf love. Now, you can say, Jeff, who cares? It didn't matter. He played. No, I think Phil, more than any player on tour, thrives off of the crowd, right? Watching New York yesterday, seeing the crowd in New York where people have not been in crowds, watching what was going on in Phoenix. Like, I think one of the stories of this postseason and this summer is going to be crowds, galleries, cheering sections who were just concerts too. But I mean, it's sporting events. People who are just dying to go out and do stuff.
I think you are on to something with Phil Mickelson. Absolutely. Because there's a lot of players that said I actually like not having people there.
I know that. No, I know that.
Over the last year. But Phil Mickelson's not one of those guys. And I see exactly where you're coming from on it, feeding from the atmosphere, especially Brooks, because, well, he didn't like that at all.
Well, Brooks can win one way or the other, I think.
Well, you got to, and two, I guess, if you're bumping into his caddy and you're running into the dudes, it's like, all right, I guess you're going to be upset because you're.
That was the end. He was done, and he was down 2 strokes, and they were going to putt on the 18. He wasn't going to win.
Swarmed for Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see Phil being able to channel that into the way he played.
Yeah, I mean, that guy has channeled the energy of the galleries his entire career. Galleries in golf, and this goes back to what we were talking about in the first segment. That doesn't happen for anybody but Phil and Tiger, I don't think. And golf galleries have loved Phil Mickelson because he has always embraced them. He signs everything. He high fives them. He jokes with them. Did you see that one time where was it like 10, 11, where he drove it left and the camera was on and I think it landed on a tee, Phil, haha. And he's literally he pumped his drive left. He's winning the PGA and he's joking with the crowd. Can you see Brooks Koepka doing that?
Can't see many people doing that.
And that's why they love him so much. I'd love your thoughts, because as you watch crowds and galleries, to me, there is much going to be a part, well, not as much a part, but they're going to be a big story of sports. Certainly in the next month, I think they were yesterday and moving forward. And what does that mean? I mean, it's not going to be it's not going to be something that's calculable, right? But I think it's going to be something that plays a part.
F45 functional training has played a part in my year in a big way. When we're talking about getting back to normal, things moving again, F45 has helped me find that extra spark I needed to work out once again. With F45 training, we're talking high-intensity, full functional fitness training classes in just a 45-minute session. You can fit it into your schedule with all these things coming back. Work, kids, practice, you name it. And then, oh, by the way, you're like, oh, when am I going to get that session in? Well, it's just going to cost you 45 minutes, and you're going to burn 500 to 800 calories, depending on the workout. It is going to be great for you. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today to take a look at the schedule of classes, see what they have Monday through Friday. They just switched up their training program, so they got some new things coming at you, which is going to be very exciting over the next couple of months. And you can also sign up for your 7-day free trial when you download the F45 app. The Northeast Heights location, good access right there. Paseo I-25, located at 5920 Holly Northeast. F45 training, the atmosphere is great. The trainers are awesome. And once you get in there, you're going to realize there's no wasted time. There's no wondering what you're going to be doing next. It is all right there for you as every class is set up and good to go. Once you come in, you hit the stations, you hit the times, and then you're on to the rest of your life. But just 45 minutes, you're going to get yourself a fantastic workout. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today, and you can do it and find a class that works for you. Classes available 7 days a week. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's the steal coming in. Can she get the points? As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
Three to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Going to slam it home. Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in. Get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the
My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Trips, right? I've been to Florida, Southern California, now Arizona, and for me, just getting out. But listen to the crowd yesterday. This is a minor league baseball game. I'm allowed to call it minor league, right? Minor league baseball game that the home team was down 10-1. Cody Bellinger hits a home run for the other guys, and then this happened at Isotopes Park last night.
The 1-0. Line drive, left field, deep. Is it over? It is over! It is over! Ryan Sermon, a line drive, home run to left field. The impossible has happened. The comeback is complete. The celebration is on. The Topes were down 10-1. They have won it 11-10 on the Brian Sermon walk-off home run.
Josh Sushan is heard here on the Sports Animal. The impossible has happened.
Second largest comeback ever.
There was so much in that. But did you hear that crowd?
Yeah, they're enjoying it.
A Sunday crowd for a team that has won, I don't know, 4 games? Sports matter. Sports matter, Bob. Sports matter.
Probably can't hear more boos from the Dodger fans.
That's right. People are going nuts. Your announcer telling me the impossible has happened. Sound like they just won the World Series. And crowd going crazy. And that leads me back to what I saw at the PGA. What I saw at Madison Square Garden yesterday. What I saw around the sports world over the last week or so, 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks or so, as people are starting to come back. I'm not telling you the pandemic is over, because I'm told it's not. Goes back into the LeBron James thing. But as I watch crowds, JJ, I can't think that the crowd at the PGA did not help get Phil over the top. I will never know. Does he win if that tournament's a year ago, the way he played? Does he win when he goes into the water on 13 and doesn't have the crowd? I don't know. I think it'd be a great question for Phil. But I firmly believe the crowd at Kiowa helped get him over the top.
For Phil Mickelson, I buy into that. And the energy you get from crowds, certain players definitely handle it differently. And I go to Trae Young and the way he embraced the moment, going at the Knicks fans yesterday. Mickelson enjoying it when others don't necessarily enjoy it because of the reaction, who they are. And absolutely it's going to have an effect because it's something you just became so used to. And when it's just taken away, even for a year, it is an entirely different feeling. Now, the viewing experience, TV to me doesn't change whatsoever, but it's about being there in those moments. What you're talking about, the player reacting to it, the fans' reaction being there. Yeah, that's where it has the impact. That's where it matters.
You know, I don't know how much I think as a viewing experience it mattered. I told you during the pandemic I didn't miss it. And I don't know how much of that was just me jonesing to have something back to watch, right? Well, we didn't have stuff for so long. And there were just few times I miss it. I'm going to tell you, There is a difference. The playoffs in the bubble last year were nice, and we also. I remember sitting here and we talked about how good it was and how the basketball was really good, right? The basketball in the bubble for the playoffs last year was good, but there is something about having a crowd. There is something about watching Spike Lee jump around in his orange. There is something special about watching the gallery at Kiwa yesterday. There is. Is it essential for the viewing experience? It is not. Is it enhancement for the viewing experience? I would tell you absolutely. It makes it better. It doesn't make it essential. I'm just telling you, JJ, Phil walking up there in a quiet crowd wouldn't feel like a Phil victory, would it? Like, I just don't know if he wins that way. And it would be weird to have Phil, of everybody else, Brooks Koepka walking up, Colin Morikawa walking up to win. That's fine. Phil? Tiger? Somebody's got to yell mashed potatoes, don't they?
Get in the hole.
Somebody does. All right, bring it. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. We'll get into some of the local stuff, too. Big win for the Gladiators. First win in the IFL. Good on you. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Bobcast producing on the radio side. Alden has stepped in. Looks a little sleepy this morning. He's producing on ProView Network. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Tile roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, good morning to you. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Phil Mickelson wins the PGA Championship at age 50, almost 51. Justin Thomas puts on the Twitter, and Justin Thomas, one of the best young golfers today in his prime. He says, golf is insane. It's just hitting me. The golf ball has no recollection of how old you are. Recollection, like it remembered. And players can compete at any age. You just have to work and be willing to sacrifice things others aren't. One day it's great, the next it's awful. What a sport I decided to play. And he's right. I'm just watching some of the stuff, and the congratulations are coming in. Justin Thomas said it's incredible. I feel like a true golf fan watching this. What a cool moment for the sport. Brooks Koepka, who was in the group, who finished second, who was the guy that got beat. Congratulations, Phil, for winning your sixth major and making history. It was just a great moment for sport, and I love people's thoughts, as you watch it. And did you get, were you watching anyway, or did you kind of get word? Did someone call you? Did you see it on social media? Dude, Phil Mickelson's on the back nine leading. Because that's one of those moments, right, where even if you're not watching, you kind of, what's going on? I got to take a look at this, and somehow you find it.
Yeah, Phil is definitely that crossover golfer. Talk about...
Yeah. There's two of them.
What Tiger was able to do, Phil still has that pull for people. And plus, it was the old guy getting it done, and the old guy looking fantastic all weekend long when so many others struggled. When you had so many big-name players that didn't make the cut or couldn't even break even on the weekend to see what he was doing. And I keep going back to that moment at 16 where Koepka just laces one. And then who hits it past him? Phil Mickelson. How is he doing that?
Yeah. No, how? And did you see? It felt like an extra windup, didn't it? Just like he just reared back and said, it's all or nothing right now for the ultimate gambler in that game. Do you think he won because physical or because he mentally has matured? Because I keep thinking back to all the times Phil has been close and didn't finish. And we all go back to the U.S. Open where he hit the ball in the tent in 18. I think it was in Medina, but I'm not right, wherever. This Phil Mickelson at 51 put the damn driver away for a while, right? When he had a 4-stroke lead and play the situation. And with age comes wisdom sometimes. With experience comes wisdom. I think there's a number of reasons that guy won. Because he was the most physically ready to win with all these guys in his prime. I think emotionally, I absolutely believe he thrived on the crowd. And I think he out-thunk everybody else. Out-thought. And golf, and I played a golf course on Friday, where it made you think at every single shot. I think and that looked like one of those golf courses, right? You had, is it a driver? Is it a 3-wood? Is it a driving iron? And then he didn't have his driving iron because it cracked. I thought he out-thought everyone. And I thought just mentally, maturity-wise, experience-wise, that guy drew on it. And at 51, he realized, man, I'm probably not going to hit it as far as all these guys every time, except for on 16. But I thought he was the most in control.
I agree. And you look at the way he played, how he played the shots, and he's the one that, all right, maybe if he hit one bad shot or two, you didn't expect it to unravel for him as it would maybe some other people. So,
as it might have him in the past.
So, yeah, your point of been there, done that, taking all that experience into account, and then using it in this situation, absolutely.
Here's Phil after he won at 50, almost 51 years old.
It's very possible that this is the last tournament I ever win. Like if I'm being realistic, but it's also very possible that I may have had a little bit of a breakthrough in some of my focus, and maybe I go on a little bit of a run. I don't know, but the point is that there's no reason why I or anybody else can't do it at a later age. It just takes a little bit more work.
Yeah. Yeah, I there is reason. There is reason. There's a reason your prime is considered what your late 20s, early 30s, right? Not your early 50s. There is reason, but obviously he's been working. The thing is, this came out of nowhere. It's not like he's been playing really well. It's not like he's been at the top of leaderboards, right? The guy going in was Rory. Oh, look at Rory. Look at Rory. Rory struggled. It's not like this was on an easy golf course against a bad field where all right, well, Phil, well, no. This was on a really hard golf course where very few players were under par against every one of the best players in the world in their prime. It's not like there was a trend. This dropped out of the freaking sky a week after he was granted an exemption. A free ticket, a sympathy card to play in the U.S. Open, which now he doesn't need. It's just, this came out of freaking nowhere. That kind of adds to the coolness, I think, of it too.
100%. He's not someone that many people had at all this weekend.
200 to 1.
Phil's fun to watch to see what he does.
Oh, look, he's on the leaderboard after round 1. Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought Friday morning. I was like, oh, Phil's 3 under? That's neat. Yeah. And then check back like an hour later. Oh, he's even.
Yeah, they're all right.
And then yet the weekend was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. There was a tweet, who was it? Jim Wojciechowski who interviewed after, would you have put 200 to 1? Would you have put significant money on yourself? He's like, you'd have to ask someone else. I'm not really a gambler. Which is kind of, you get that smile because everybody knows he's a gambler. At 200 to 1, and why would you put action on Phil? Why would you have? Like Phil was he's playing on the senior tour. I mean, remember when Tom Watson was leading the British Open years ago? It was when Stuart Sink won, probably about 7-8 years ago. And he was in his 60s. And you're going, what are we doing? All right, when's he going to fade? When's he going to fade? And he didn't fade till the back 9 on Sunday. Fred Couples has been on the leaderboard at majors for Thursday and Friday. But he's faded. 4 days, it's not easy. Walk on those golf courses, whatever, there's a reason older guys have their own tour, right? There's a reason that the younger guys are playing at the elite level, and these older guys, they have their own damn tour. And this guy went out and beat them on their tour. I'm just so amazed by what I saw yesterday, and the consistency and the maturity and the emotion. And like I said, I'm gonna go back to this because I believe it, and I'm gonna own this take. I'm certain that the crowd helped, and I don't know that he wins that tournament a year ago. With no crowd.
With no one there.
Yeah, with no one
and
there.
Push him over the top. Because especially golf is, if people come in form, it's nice. But it's one where you can't predict what's going to happen. Especially Phil Mickelson, when it comes to majors, last major win was 2013.
It's insane.
He won Pebble Beach in 2019.
Yeah, he won a tournament.
It was just
he won the AT&T Pro-Am.
He's missed 6 cuts since September. In the 8 weekends in which he has played so far, he's never finished in the top 20. And here he is winning a tournament which was very difficult to win.
Yeah, your point is, it's so dead on right. Where did this come from? How could you see this coming? His wife didn't even make the trip. She's like, yeah, all right, honey. Go, I'll see you on Saturday. You fly your jet back. Oh, wait, you made the cut? All right, have a good weekend. Oh, wait, you're in contention? And the cool part is his son was on the bag. There's so much to it. All right, 505-246-0610. Locally, United were winners over the weekend. 3-1 at Colorado Springs. That's their second consecutive victory. Obviously, a nice victory, a nice conference victory, a nice division victory, and to get 2 in a row sounds like a nice solid outing for New Mexico United.
It was a big night for the Switchbacks as they opened up their brand new stadium in downtown Colorado Springs. They scored within the first 2 minutes, and so they were looking really good. United was able to get an equalizer about the 18th or 20th minute in there. Went ahead early second half. Andrew Tenari picked up his second yellow card, so they played the majority of the second half down a man and were still able to hold on. Add a goal at the end by Daniel Bruce, fitting exclamation point for the way they played in the second half, but solid 3 points.
Yeah, that's solid 3, and so that's 2 in a row, and they'll be home this weekend. And so after, what are they, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, correct?
Yes.
Is where we are with that. So a really solid win for them. A good weekend for the locals, huh? With Cody Bellinger in town for the Oklahoma City Dodgers, but yet Isotopes winning in dramatic fashion last night. And then Duke City Gladiators open up their season. Yeah, it's really weird. I was looking at that website. It's week 5 in that league, but that was their first game. They win 63-55, did Duke City over the Iowa Barnstormers. And the quarterback, Nate Davis, threw for 228 yards, I think 100 touchdowns in that game. I'm kidding, obviously. But a big win for them, and they'll be home. They're going to play in Rio Rancho, as you know. They're playing their first bunch of games in Rio Rancho, and looking forward to seeing them back home getting a run. They'll play the Tucson Sugar Skulls, JJ, on Saturday at 7:05 out in Rio Rancho, and I'm sure we'll talk with Tino or somebody from them this week, and looking forward to that. But just a good weekend for the locals.
It was.
Lobo baseball sweep of San Jose State on the road.
Yeah, and it caught up with Josh on Friday morning, and this is everything you'd want. You'd have some rehabbing big leaguers in town. It started with Kyle Freeland, who opened that series for the Topes as he continued his rehab assignment, coming back from a strained shoulder that he suffered, and he looked fantastic in the opener. Cody Bellinger out there, Zach McKinstry. You had Goslin on the mound yesterday. It's everything you want.
Yeah.
A minor league game. Get some big stars in there along with the stuff. I don't know if the fireworks went off on Saturday or not. I don't think they did because of the wind, but next time.
You got fireworks set off my alarm at my house. Saturday night, I get IPS call me, your alarm's going off. They were out there. Boom, immediately. International Protective Service watches my home. I was out of town this weekend. My alarm went off. I don't even know why, honestly, JJ. Neighbors were over there, and IPS responded. Boom, and there was the officer, and I could see him. I was talking to him with my security cameras. International Protective Service watches my home. And if your alarm goes off, they respond within 5 to 7 minutes with a trained armed security officer. They did that for me this weekend. Didn't like that my alarm went off. I don't know if it was the wind that set it off or something, but for some reason it did, and they were there. They've watched my home for years, and I suggest they watch yours. You know property crime's on the uptick. Don't let something bad happen. Don't wait too long. Call IPS and protect your home. Protect your business. Protect what's important, what you've worked so hard, so long to build. IPS does not require long-term commitments. You can call them, and they're not for sale. Aaron has built a business here in his home city to make Albuquerque a better place to live and to work, and it's not for sale. I know that there was another company that many of you signed up for local armed response that was sold twice. It's not what you asked for. It's not what you wanted. It's not what you have to have. International Protective Service will watch your home, your business, and give you that peace of mind. Give them a call. The number is 505-897-2420. Area code 505-897-2420. Or you can visit them online. It's ipsglobal.com.
Dell Technologies and Windows can help you upgrade your business.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's the steal coming in. Can she get the points?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup, scores.
Remember, Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson were partners in that. What was it? It was Phil and Tiger against, was it? I'm sorry, Phil and Brady against Tiger and Barkley, right?
Was that the last one?
I think that was the last one. Isn't that where Tiger and...
I remember the...
Oh, it was Peyton Manning.
Peyton.
Yeah. Brady tweeted, "That's my quarterback." LFG at Phil Mickelson. It's just so good. And I know after Phil won, he said, "I got some unfinished business with Tom. We didn't win, and so we got to go back and I want to do that again." But just watching the tweets from athletes, from athletes on Phil. Tiger Woods congratulating him at 50 years old. 50's a number, man. 50's a number.
It's so impressive. Like, you can do that in the game of golf, yes. But who else has done it? No one.
That's really kind of the point. It's really kind of the point. And you and I both believe that golf's field, the talent, the depth of the young golfer is deeper now than it's ever been, right? And yet Jack didn't do it.
Because how many names would you have ran down? Like, you would have probably gone to 25 or 30. And like, you know what? Let's throw Phil on the list. Let's have some fun.
Promise. 100%. I mean, from your Dustin Johnsons to Jordan Spieth to Rory McIlroy to Xander Schauffele to Brooks Koepka to Colin Morikawa. Yes. Yes. If you were doing DraftKings, you went through 25, 30 names before you even thought about Phil. Yes. Tommy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tom and the Truth back at you. I was just ecstatic. I was watching it yesterday. I'm not a real big golf fan, but when an older guy's up there and he's 50 and he's going to be the oldest golfer ever to win a major, of course I'm going for the old guy, me being 55.
Attaboy.
And I'm on my way to play tennis right now against some 30-year-old, which I know I'm going to beat.
Nice.
I beat him before. I like it because the old guys, like, age is just a number. I play guys in tennis 20s and 30s all the time, and yeah, sometimes they beat me, but sometimes I can beat them.
Damn right.
It just depends on you and how you. And he does take care of himself, and I like to think I do take care of myself to keep up. But it just goes to show you, age is just a number. If you believe in yourself, and I know his workouts. I've seen some stuff on YouTube that he does. He does do certain things that other 50-year-old golfers won't do to take care of themselves. But all power to him, all power to the old guys. And I was excited. And I don't watch golf. I'm honest. I really don't.
So did you watch it, Tommy? Did you watch it yesterday?
Yes, I did, and I was cheering for him all the way. I saw Koepka, and I don't really like Koepka. I think he's a little arrogant, so I was glad he beat that young man down.
Yeah, a lot of people
I don't like Koepka that much.
So did
he's
you?
Aloof, kind of arrogant. But yeah, I watched it yesterday, and I was at the edge of my seat. And then when it started getting, we had 6 under par, and there was a 4 under, and they were kind of 2 shots behind. Then Koepka and Brooks fell apart, and I love that.
Did you wake up to watch it, or did you kind of see somewhere like during it? Oh man, Phil's in. I got to tune in.
Yeah, I'm starting to hear something about like early Sunday morning, and I was thinking, man, if he could win this thing, and plus he's 50, I want to see this happen. Yeah. And we might not ever see it happen again, a 50-year-old winning a major. So
may not. I think we will, but we may not. We've never seen it before. That's the truth. All right, old man.
Old guys, I loved it, and hey, young guys, you may have that youth and experience, but we got youth and vigor, but we still got that experience on them, so we can get them.
Go kick that young guy's ass on the tennis court today.
I'm going to beat the holy crap out of this guy.
See you, Tommy. See you guys later. Bob, do you watch golf at all? Did you watch Phil this weekend? I gotta believe. I mean, you're not in your 30s. I'm not giving away anything that nobody doesn't know. But did you pull for Phil? Because I make it very clear. I always root for if he's old, fat, and bald. Like I'm all about it.
Yeah, I'll go with that part. But no, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
It was terrific.
I was out making money.
Attaboy. All right. Money, so was Phil.
Yeah. I'd rather have his paycheck, though.
Yeah, he got, what did he make? Probably $1.8 million. I didn't even look at the number on it. All right, so if you want to get in on that, you can. I got this, and I know I wasn't here on Friday, but on Thursday we were talking, I think I blew your mind on Thursday when I told you that zone defenses back in the day, and you went back. When did you decide that it was?
It's like 2001.
All right,
they changed it. So
20 years ago, in the NBA, they changed a rule. This was a rule. Zone defense was illegal, and you're like, no, that's just not right. And I'm like, no, I promise you. And you looked it up, and you're like, oh, blew your mind. David sent me an email on that. He said, LOL. JJ must be a young buck. See what he did there? He doesn't remember the illegal defense in the NBA. First was a warning, then it was a technical every time it was called. Then we were also talking about the shifts in baseball and how many hits I think, and I think you think so, they take away. He says for every hit that's taken away by the shift, I often see hits that wouldn't have been if the fielders would have been playing in traditional spots. Remember, Jeff, when the defense overloads on one side, the pitcher also pitches to and tries to hit spots to make it harder to hit the opposite way. Well, of course. I would tell you it's probably 3-1 in favor of the defense, and I guarantee you they have the analytics on this because it's such an analytic-driven game. Yeah, you see a ground ball to the hole, it's short or down the other way. Basically, I say all the time, why doesn't a guy learn to hit the ball the other damn way? And they don't. I still firmly believe the shift takes away more hits than it allows.
It probably does.
I don't know that they would do it.
Yeah, and to that point, too, it's hard to pull a ball. If they're pitching you on the outside part of the plate, they want you hitting in the shift or something along those lines. And yeah, it's going to be more difficult. And the thing that just blew my mind about it is they don't talk about it.
Talk about
it, in the NBA, like, oh, they never play defense this way, or we don't use. Because a lot of other sports talk about, oh, it changed. Like, oh, the game's so much more offensive now because you can do this, you can do that. Like, they never talked about not playing zone defense when you watch a lot of these games.
No, it was not permitted. It was, and anything that looked like a zone, and that's what they left in is that 3 seconds on defense, right? So you've got to be guarding someone. There's a defensive 3 seconds in the NBA, which is so rarely called. You can't just stay there to double team. You've got to be somewhat pretending to guard your man.
Well, you just have to 1 foot out of the key.
Right.
3 in the key. Let's step over here,
and then you get out and you come back in. That's the one thing. But yeah, that was real, dude. That was a real thing. All right, what was the biggest surprise to you? We haven't gotten the Clippers yet. Was the Clippers losing Game 1 to the Mavericks the biggest surprise of the Game 1s?
The biggest surprise from the weekend.
It was to me. The Grizzlies beating the Jazz. All right, the biggest surprise of the weekend was Friday night when the Warriors lost. Can I tell you that?
That's fair. Because everyone was on Steph Curry.
Everyone was on Steph Curry.
They wanted to hand him the MVP trophy.
I was watching that thing and I just went, bleep, it's over? I don't get to watch him anymore? Dang. I like me some John Morant, but I wanted to watch Steph Curry.
Everyone did.
That was so to me, that was the biggest surprise of the weekend. If you're going to ask me the biggest surprise of game one in the series, I think it's the Mavericks beating the Clippers, but it shouldn't be that big of a surprise. But yeah, the Friday night thing where Steph went out was like, damn, that sucks.
It is a bummer, but my goodness, I love these Grizzlies.
Yeah.
The grindhouse is for what Dylan Brooks has done the last 2 games is fantastic. I go back to yesterday's game, just how good Devin Booker was. Like, we like him, but it was for sure all the Lakers defense is going to be able to handle him. And that wasn't the case. And just look at the Lakers, man. Anthony Davis has been so frustrating. So frustrating in the last couple games for someone that talented to be just so passive at times. It's watching him makes me want to pull my hair out at times, just trying to take over. Because the one thing with the Lakers, you figured, all right, they are a good defensive team. They play good defense, so maybe if their offense isn't on, that's not going to be as big a problem because they're going to D up. But they went right at the Lakers. They were the physical team. Going at LeBron, going at AD, and Booker scoring 34 points was phenomenal because that's the one thing. As much as we talk about Chris Paul, that experience, that mental aspect that he helps bring, the dude that has a spark, the dude that can have those big games is still Devin Booker.
Devin Booker could be the superstar who emerges from this series that has been good enough to be this postseason, that has been good enough to be a superstar that is not one because he plays on a team that's not a marquee team that people don't know about. He plays on in the Pacific time zone most of the season, or at least some of the season. And people on the East Coast don't care about the Phoenix Suns because they've been absolutely irrelevant for the better of the last decade. Yeah, well, until the bubble last year. But yeah, Devin Booker is good. Is superstar good, like superstar good. And to your point, 13 of 26 shooting last night or yesterday in 45 minutes. He played almost the whole game, and what he did. And Ayton was terrific. And that's a really, really good team. If I'm not mistaken, take me back to the bubble a year ago. Didn't the Lakers lose the first game in 2 series in a row on their way to the championship?
Yeah, so losing game 1 isn't anything new for this team, so it's not sounding the panic buttons just yet.
Those are neutral court games.
Yeah, so this is one where Anthony Davis is a player I just keep going back to.
I get it.
And just needing that consistency. Because if you have Anthony Davis, LeBron doing what you need them to do, then that's what an Alex Caruso night, a Dennis Schroeder night, like you'll get KCP, one of those other guys, because all of those players don't have to be on, but your 2 superstars have to be.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. We'll get more into the playoffs. I want to go there. I got to get into Pete Carroll on Russell Wilson a little bit on the Rich Eisen show. And
two with the Suns, not just Devin Booker, but the Suns are going to get a huge following, a lot of fans, because people are done with LeBron. And they want him out of the picture.
Do they?
Even
more
Laker
so,
fans
more so, really
are done with LeBron James.
I get it.
And so this is a series that the Phoenix Suns are going to win a ton of people over because they're good. Devin Booker is fantastic. But also, if they knock out LeBron James in the first round, people will love that story.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by John.
Especially the team like Naval Prep with so many weapons. 3 to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Going to slam it home. Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in. We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know.
Bunch of you. Where are you with LeBron? You said you were telling me off the air on Friday, and I wasn't here Friday. Laker fan was calling in and say they're done. I just got Ralph along with the surf report in Southern California. Sloppy, dwindling swell. May has been bad for the waves. The wind is out, so it's not very good surf. But he also said that most of his friends who were Giants fans weren't happy about the Giants getting swept, but the Laker fans would walk across hot coals for LeBron. So it's super, super polarizing, isn't it?
It is very polarizing. And I even think within Lakers fan base.
Yes.
It is. People are done with LeBron James. And that is why I think the Phoenix Suns in this first round will become like America's team, as people want to see LeBron James out of the postseason. People are done with LeBron James. And I get that, and this is one where wherever you want to go back to point to who he's, because I think like LeBron the person is fine, but it's just that LeBron the player comes across in ways people don't like.
Well, so go back to this thing with this party, right? Mm-hmm. He put himself in this position. He went to an event to promote a tequila brand. It's a promotion. Obviously, there's cameras everywhere. Obviously, this is getting out. Drake's there. Michael B. Jordan's there.
Not something you're trying to hide.
No, you're not trying to hide. You're a big dog, and you're taking pictures. You're not wearing a mask. You understand. You know league protocol. You know it. It's just like LeBron. I know everything I put in my body. You know every rule. You know what you're doing. You know this is going to get out. League protocol says if you're in these situations, you should be suspended. But you're LeBron James, you're not going to be suspended. As we've been hearing, the optics, the apparent arrogance above all this is something that is really tough. It put the league in a tough spot, right? And if this is protocol, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Brooke Lopez, pick your guy, they'd be suspended.
It absolutely feels that
way. Not suspended, quarantine. Sorry.
Yeah, put in quarantine. And when we haven't seen an announcement from the league on changes, was this something that was brought up to the Lakers? Who was his agent communicating with, or was it just, this is an event we're showing up to and we're doing it? It absolutely puts the league in a tough spot. It puts the Lakers in a tough situation too if he happened to go into quarantine and miss the first round of playoffs. It's just another thing that LeBron has to deal with, because I sit there and go, all right, what has been done?
Right.
Like, of these other players that have been put in protocol, what was it for? Was it for something like this, being out, being exposed? And if that's the case, LeBron should not be playing then right now.
And then his avoidance of the question, which he's got the right to do, whether or not he was vaccinated, right? I mean, as the league is putting out all these PSAs, get vaccinated, get the vaccine, that's the message coming from the league. He had an incredible opportunity right there. If he's been vaccinated, and if he wanted to, and he doesn't have to, and I understand this, but to say, no, I got it and you should get it, and that's why I felt safe. But he didn't say that. He was very, very coy about it, and certainly his right. Right, and I understand it's politically charged somehow if you got the vaccine, and maybe that was it, but that didn't help him.
It didn't.
So, Marty, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hi, Marty.
How about some more golf?
All right, go ahead.
All right, name brand is everything. Back when Jack Nicklaus won, when he was 46, an oversized putter, and McGregor just made millions of dollars. So, Phil Mickelson, Callaway, the stock is up 100%. So buy the ticker symbol, ELY, Callaway, and you'll make money. So everybody's going to buy the Super Stroke Grip because that's what they advertised. Faldo and the other guy, Jim Nash, the Super Stroke Grip. Saves tension when you putt.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
But actually, one of the things I found out about Mickelson's driver, his shaft, I'm about his size. I'm 6'3". I use a 43.5-inch shaft.
Okay.
Phil Mickelson uses a 48-inch shaft, almost 5 5 inches longer.
Could you control that? I mean, there's a lot more to
Well,
control.
you saw, if you can mentally visualize what you watched yesterday, how far he stands away from the ball and how he's got his arms, straight out. It's kind of like Babe Ruth when he was using a 44-inch bat.
Yeah.
But these lefties, in sports science, you put them together, they seem to have this uncanny ability to do stuff. But, yeah, so Callaway.
All right, remember the brand. Do you hit them?
I play with Callaway, believe it or not. Big Bertha. And
I believe it.
Everybody's surprised. Everybody's playing the other stuff, and that's probably why my game is
I know
so
people
good.
who swear by the Callaways. I hit them. I was in Orange County a couple weeks ago. Render said them. I didn't love them. So, but I think that was more operator error than the clubs. But all right, Marty, appreciate you.
You bet.
See you. I mean, people are brand loyal, certainly. But he's all about a brand. You want me to take one more? You want me to? All right, we got. If you're there, I got 2 lines open. We got to hit this break, and then we'll come back and hit the phones.
We're talking about Phil Mickelson being in fantastic shape, where he needs to be to win a major at 50 years old. And you can find yourself where you need to be right now to help your everyday life with F45 Functional Fitness. We're talking about high-intensity training in just 45-minute sessions. You're going to get a fantastic workout. You're not going to have to spend hours at the gym. You're not going to have to worry about what are we doing today, leg to arm day. Traditional weight training is nice, but with F45, it can help take your overall fitness to another level with focus on strength training, with cardio training. And some people just don't want to be on an exercise bike or treadmill for just 45 minutes straight, 60 minutes, an hour and a half. With high-intensity interval training, you're going to get that kind of workout, but you're going to be doing different movements, full functional body movements, squats, lunges, deadlifts, etc. You name it, you're going to do it in these classes, and there's a new class every single day to keep your mind and body moving forward. So take control of your fitness and start creating your own gym identity right now at F45 Training. Check them out at F45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Check out the schedule of classes available at the Northeast Heights location. They have classes 7 days a week. Saturday and Sunday morning can come in clutch. If you get a little bit busy throughout the week, you can catch up and get those workouts in. Certified trainers at every class help motivate and modify. The experience is awesome. And by the way, with F45, they do 45-day challenges, something that can help you focus in a little bit more. And I can vouch not just for going to the gym, but 45 days. It wrapped up about a week ago. I lost 6% body fat and 15 pounds on the F45 challenge. So you can do it. And when you have that focus, when you have the app, you book your class, you do not forget about it. Once you put it on your schedule, you will look forward to it and you will go to the gym. So do it now. Check them out at F45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Know what it takes to succeed at all levels, from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradies.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Steal coming in. Can she get the point?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West, puts it up on the layup, scores.
Especially the team like Naval Prep with so many weapons.
Three to beat the horn, yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover, Henderson in transition, gonna slam it home. Gonzalez gonna leave it for Hasbury, send it in! We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline, she's gonna heave it from half court for the
Oh! My goodness!
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right.
505-246-0610. Two lines are open. We're talking about LeBron, and I'm asking Laker fan, like, where are you? Are you a big LeBron guy, or and Laker fan doesn't feel like there's any in between. There's no, yeah, I'm fine with him. He's one of us now. It's either I love him or.
Yeah, LeBron, it's one side or the other.
No, there's no I'm in the middle. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Rudy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, old men rule.
Old men rule. That's right. Give it to the OG. That's right.
I'm telling you, that was we kept an eye on that tournament all weekend. Went down to the lake, got blown out down there, so we went down to the local pub and watched a little bit. And then yesterday, you just get back home and you crank up the lazy boy and you sit there and you watch that guy get it done. It was such a throwback because I remember watching Phil when he was in college play here at the NCAA Golf Championships at the UNM Championship course. Tiger, all those guys were here.
Yep.
And I saw him when he was first getting started, and you see him that much later, and he still has all the shots. That was some amazing stuff that he did, holing out from I don't even know if you call those bunkers. I don't know what they were, but that is one tough course.
Yep, and it looked like it made you think every hole, and he outthought people, I thought.
Well, all that waste that you have to hit over just to get to a landing area, I mean, that's a tough course. If you were just a regular guy like you and me, Jeff, you'd probably need a bag of balls to play that course.
That's right. I played one of those this weekend and watched one of my buddies do that. One of your buddies, too, guy you know.
Yeah. So we had the Lobo Club Golf Tournament Friday out at Twin Warriors in Santa Ana, so we went out there and played some team golf, and that's always fun. We had a kid. He could hit the ball over 300 yards every time, and when he got a hold of it,
a good time.
We had some nice short chips onto the green, but 60 doesn't win anything out there. I think the net 51 was what won the tournament.
JJ 51, that's 21 under. Yeah,
well, they were birdieing or eagling every hole, it seemed like.
Of course they were.
So, but, it was a great weekend, and looking forward to this weekend. There's 3 games left. I think UNM can be a spoiler if they could take 3 from San Diego State because they're in second place behind Nevada.
Yeah.
And, that turned UNM's season around when they lost those 3 tough games out at San Diego State.
Yeah, it did. We'll get there this week.
First game won.
Yeah, we'll get there later this week. All right, man, I'm glad you had a good weekend. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure did.
See you.
Hope you did too.
Yeah, absolutely did. Edward, good morning. How was your weekend?
Oh, a thrill a minute.
That's right.
You know what always is. It's like winning the lottery every day.
Always is.
Life of the Crusher. Hey, I really enjoy Marty's calls, his perspective. It seems like he might be a little bit more chronologically advanced than you and I, but his perspective, Marty, if you're listening, thank you for sharing your thoughts. And, I used to root hard against Mickelson, and now that we're in the same demographic, I was rooting hard for him yesterday. It used to kind of bother me how they'd compare him to make a comparable to Tiger. To me, that's like comparing Roger Staubach to Tom Brady. Both greats, but there's a clear separation, a significant separation. But I'm glad he won, and hopefully he gets the U.S. Open to complete the cycle at some point. That'd be awesome. Last week, a couple of local Laker fans called, and I think they were chronologically advanced as well. In their 60s, I think one of them openly admitted.
Right,
and his take was, LeBron doesn't make anybody better. If there's one thing that LeBron does in his career, that's his mantra, is making everyone around him better. But it's a good, it's their perspective, and I understand. But let me tell you where there's no win. I intently watched that game with Steph Curry the other night, and Steph Curry's amazing. The best shooter we've ever seen, Jeff and JJ. There's no doubt. And the game's on the line, and he gave the ball up to what's his name, Draymond Green, at the end of the game. And Draymond fumbles around and misses a layup and gets blocked at the rim or whatever happened. Had that been LeBron to be in an elimination game and get beat, it would have led every show in the country, probably all this week. And, Steph Curry's a very likable guy and a 3-time champ and a unanimous MVP, and I'm a big fan of his. But therein lies the double standard, my friends. Therein lies the double standard.
Yeah, but double standards happen over time for reasons, man. And
sure.
Look, JJ and I were just having a conversation off the air. Like, you like some athletes and some you don't, right? For whatever reason, you like guys, I like guys, and guys, right? We don't. And a lot of it's the way people are perceived to treat people. That's all.
Sure.
It's just that's how images are crafted.
No, and you're right. And there was a woman there that loved Steph Curry, and she was explaining to us, well, I really love him because he's loyal to his wife, and he's a great father, and he serves the community. And there was a gentleman standing next to me who happened to be an African-American descent, and he's like, well, that's the same exact thing LeBron does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, you don't know that about either one of them.
Exactly. LeBron's a great father. He's been loyal to his wife. He's charitable. He takes social stances, but that was her perspective. And that's why there's no win for JJ's point. There's just no win for LeBron. So at some point, he's got to get maybe a little angry and say, okay, just like Thomas Edward Brady did last year, I'm going to drop the mic on you guys. And I'm hoping he does it. If AD kind of lives up to his contract and stops getting outplayed by Ayton, my gosh, you make a decision. Do you want to be a superstar, or do you want to fumble around and be disengaged? Because that's the key to this year's playoffs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right.
Have a great day, my friend.
That's good stuff. Look, the LeBron thing, it's all perception, right? He does this, but he doesn't do this. How's it perceived? Alden may perceive him different than Bobcat, right? Alden's working on the TV side today, Bobcat on the radio side. JJ, he does charity, but he's arrogant. Well, he's not arrogant, and he's loyal to his wife. That's where do you get your news, right?
Yeah. We don't know everything about these guys. There's so many stories, so many things have happened to athletes that we find out about after the fact. There's no question, I think now more so than ever, people are ready to see that guy go down.
And Ralph just said it, and I don't think he's wrong. With Braun, it dates back to the decision. People are still not over that. I think there's a lot of that as well. It's the opening drive. We'll continue with that conversation. And the position LeBron put the league in just adds more fuel to the fire. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Hour.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive
This is the
position
opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Bach. Don't sweat the technique.
All right, so Phil wins at age almost 51. Everybody's all about that. I just saw a buddy of mine, and some chronically advanced buddies, but showing pictures of security, and Phil looks like he's scared in that crowd coming up 18. He says PGA security rating 0.0%. Phil Mickelson, winner at age 50, 1,000% as a southpaw. He says, not to mention our senior age group. Another level of interest in blowing off the dust off my clubs. The picture of Phil in that crowd just going, what the hell is... There had to be a moment, and he said afterwards, a little unnerving with all those people around.
Oh, it had to be.
Yes, it had to be.
Because it was even more so than what we saw at Tiger.
No
at least
doubt.
the people were behind him.
Yeah.
This was, are these guys going to get out of this scrum and make it to the green?
Seriously. Yeah, there was, I mean, the security there was horrible, and there's like these two security guards that are like, all right, get out of the way, get out of the way. And Phil's like going, ma'am, are you sure you got this under control? Like, what the bleep is going on? But Mickelson was terrific. So we had two main topics today. Well, really three. The playoffs overall. Phil winning the way he won, and if you're just joining us, I want your thoughts not only on Phil winning. And I know many of you called in, and certainly the plus whatever your number is age group is pretty fired up about Phil winning. But I said this earlier, and I firmly believe this. How much effect do you think a crowd had with Phil winning? We're coming out of the pandemic, kind of. There's crowds at games. We saw 15,000 at Madison Square Garden for the Knicks. We saw this huge throng of people at Kiowa Island yesterday. I firmly believe, and I think you're with me on this, that Phil wins in large part because he feeds off the crowd, and I don't know that he holds on and wins that a year ago when there's nobody there. Because I think nobody feeds off a crowd in golf, even more so than Tiger. I think Phil does.
The crowd played into Phil's favor. There's no question about it. The way he embraces it, the way he's able to use everything in his bag of tricks, mentally to physically at this point in time, plus the crowd being there. I absolutely think that if the crowd wasn't there, this is a much tighter tournament at the end.
Yeah, and it was 2 strokes. So I think that's right. The other big place we've been going is LeBron. And right before the break, it was a good point, the polarization of LeBron. And I wasn't here Friday, and I guess you got a bunch of calls. It goes back to the decision. Do you think and who was it just called? Was it Edward? Mm-hmm. Thinks it's kind of a demographic thing. The older guys maybe don't like LeBron, and the younger guys maybe do. And maybe that's right. I
think there's a lot of basketball fans, regardless, that are just tired of LeBron. And I don't think this is one that you can really actually point to and say it's generational, because I know even if you see things on social media, there's the younger basketball fans, whatever age you want to say that is, that don't like this guy. And he's done a lot. And the decision, a lot of people didn't like it, but that's also something that I don't actually blame him for the retrospect. Like, if you're talking about trying to be a brand and doing something no one else has ever done, and if someone is going to sit there and film you make an announcement of where you're going to sign as a free agent, It was a game changer. And yeah, people didn't like it. It was the whole sitting there too, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. So all that stuff just keeps piling up, and the fact that he wins, and I think people want to see something else, and a lot of people look back at LeBron and say that's the move that quote unquote broke the league, and that's why we see all these super teams now.
I think there's something to that, and I think people will not get over that and never will. I think the other piece of it is people feel that he flaunts, I'm better than everybody else, that he flaunts the rules are different for me. And this party that he went to for this tequila brand, taking pictures, no mask, knowing the protocol is still, and whatever you think of the protocol, okay? I think the protocol probably does need to be updated, but it has not been. And for other guys to be quarantined for being photographed at a restaurant and events and whatever, and for him to go out and flaunt it, I think, and then listening to national commentators who would typically take his side, say, man, this isn't our, this is pushing it. This is too much. And it put the league in a bad situation. The league's got to sit there and decide, well, what do we do now? We got our biggest brand on ABC on Sunday starting the playoffs. We can't take him out, and he knows that. And so I think there's part of this flaunting that, I'm just better, I'm bigger than everybody else, and I don't care. And look, he's turned into a different guy. His demeanor, and I think everybody has, right? You watch Kobe turn from this vibrant young kid that was jumping into Shaq's arms to a different guy by the time he was done. Evolution and experience and all that stuff is going to change people how they are. I mean, Rocky Long was a different coach his first year as UNM than he was his last year at UNM dealing with people, right? Your persona changes the more stuff that goes down. I'm not angry for that, but to your point, for you to say you think people are tiring of it, the basketball fan, not just a certain group now, is interesting to me because I'm not sure I had grasped that.
And this is the protocol stuff is a problem because if there was no communication, LeBron, he put his team in a bad spot. He put the league in a terrible spot. If there wasn't, hey, this event's going on, is this okay? What do you think? If it's just, I'm LeBron James, I'm showing up, what are you going to do?
Do you think there was a piece of that I'm LeBron? What they going to do to me, man? I'm going to go, man, it's a stupid policy. What they ain't going to suspend me.
If that was a part of it, that's terrible. But the other...
We don't know that.
Yeah, so we don't know what communication there was, if it was just between the league or not, because it seems like that would be something you'd still have to figure out, hey, is this okay? Because there's still protocols in place. And then just the other aspect of it too, the flaunting of it, I guess I don't know what else you'd want from a player like of that caliber. Like what
do you mean?
Like this was a bad situation.
Yeah.
But who's not going to be feeling themselves if you're considered the best in the game?
Yeah, I mean there's something to it. I'm trying to find a comparison, and I'm not sure I do. Tom Brady would be it. Does Tom Brady flaunt it? Does he push the rules a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, that's probably right.
You not take something with Aaron and football to
the
court?
Yeah. So is that real? 2460610 if you want to get in on it. I'm really interested in hearing where you are. And when you told me on Friday that you got a bunch of Laker fans who called in, who were just done with LeBron, that surprised me a touch. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, J at sportsanimalabq.com. I just got Laker fan in Southern California say, no, all my buddies, the Laker fans, would walk on hot coals for him. I think my brother, was a big Laker fan who didn't like LeBron before, but when he became a Laker, he went, he's one of us now, right? The purple and gold or whatever, light blue and white or whatever other colors they wear these days, overshadowed everything. Nope, he's LeBron. He's the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, gosh, but he's just okay. I mean, but that's team loyalty over. I don't care who it is. We haven't won in years, and damn it, we're back to being the Lakers again. Oh, okay. I mean, that's cool. I told you this earlier, right? I grew up a Laker fan, Dodger fan. I had so much more enjoyment out of the Kings winning the Stanley Cup and the Dodgers winning the World Series last year than I got out of the Lakers winning last year. Now, I don't know if that was because it was a weird bubble thing or if it was LeBron-led, whatever.
It was – I could answer that for you.
Yeah.
It was LeBron.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I asked you the question. Would you enjoy this more if it was Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard? And you immediately said yes.
I did. Yeah, I like those guys. Yeah, and it's just a personal thing. And you know, I respect his game. I think he's insanely, unbelievably good.
But that's where so many people are.
Yeah,
they're tired of LeBron James, and I think more so now than ever, there's even a bigger faction of folks that just don't want to hear about it anymore. Just don't want to talk about him in the GOAT conversation. And I think the Phoenix Suns will absolutely become America's team over the next week and a half.
Yeah, Ralph says Lou Williams got to be pissed for being punished for his chicken wings. That's what I was telling you earlier, right?
That's way too tough.
But that was in the bubble
last year.
Yeah, that was in the
bubble. Yeah. Didn't have a vaccine. We didn't know what was going on.
No, that's right. Lou Williams just flaunted that.
All the entire NBA, 75% of the NBA in one city.
Well, didn't he break the bubble because there was some family? He had like a funeral or something.
He had a funeral,
and then he went to the strip club.
Strip club.
Well, they had his favorite meal.
He was at a strip club.
Lemon pepper chicken wings.
He was at a strip club, and
that just happened to be his favorite chef.
Yes. Magic City, baby.
Chef Peppermint or Chef Mercedes.
And then he got caught because he popped up on some other dude's Instagram, and he's trying to hide it. LeBron James is not showing up to promotional event trying to hide it.
The man liked lemon pepper chicken wings at the Dream Club or whatever the place was called in Atlanta.
No.
Who's your favorite chef? Is it some French guy? Is it what? I mean, I should know a bunch of favorite chefs. No. It's Portia at the Dream Club, and she makes the best lemon pepper wings. Your mic's off.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
My favorite chef is my wife.
All right.
And
I hear you're a pretty good one.
She is a chef. She's
maybe one day, maybe Mercedes will be his wife one day too. Who knows? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Tell me we don't have to go over this again.
The unrivaled king of sports
football
radio.
players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradies.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Oh, here's the steal coming in. Can she get the points?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
Three to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Going to slam it home.
Interesting stuff, man, where you are as Laker fan and where you are as LeBron person and whatever that means to you. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Bobcats producing on the radio side. Dude, we've gone through an all-star team over on the ProView side today. I saw J-Pole in there for a second. Alden's in there now. Josh was in early. The original three all-stars are in. Alden's got controls right now. I appreciate you getting up. You can watch the show on ProViews Network's YouTube channel. You can go to our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. And, of course, you can listen to us right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. The phone number to get in is 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. The league has said whatever it is they're going to say on LeBron. This is going to be an interesting series. Did the Lakers, after everything was said and done, and you can talk to me about LeBron and what he did with the party, and did they look tired to you yesterday? Did they look old to you yesterday against a pretty spry, young, energetic, cocky, aggressive Phoenix Suns team?
Yes. They looked
kind of, huh?
They did. And it was evident. I think just offensively, this isn't one of the best Laker teams, but the difference has always been their defense. It's still what they were able to do last year. And when you hold a team under 100 points, but you only score 90, it goes right back to, what were you not able to do? They weren't able to control DeAndre Ayton inside. Devin Booker goes off for 34 points. Now, they've lost game once before. They did it last year. We just talked about the run, how they responded. But I think it's just, I'm more concerned about this Lakers team right now than I ever have been. And a lot of it goes back to Anthony Davis. Like, it's just not a bad game. It's just he doesn't look engaged the whole time. It took to the second half of a game against the Warriors where I get it. If you lose, you still get to play one more game. But that's not what the team needed. Like they don't need to be playing these extra games to get into the postseason. And to see the line that Anthony Davis had, it's 5 of 16 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. It was just such a lackluster performance. And then it just goes back to what you said. You credit the Suns. When they're coming at you, they're going hard, as they should. Go right at those guys, make them feel uncomfortable because you have a Devin Booker who's still only 24 years old, but this is his coming out moment for the entire crossover NBA fan base that is finally tuning in to the postseason. And they got the pieces like a Jay Crowder or Chris Paul, guys that have been there, done that, willing to do what's needed to be done, and it worked in game one.
I totally agree. I don't know that I think the Lakers are in trouble, but I think if they lose game 2, you got to be concerned. You're Frank Vogel, the head coach of the Lakers. What is it you think you need to do? Because to me, you can do everything you want, and I've been reading all this stuff on Frank Vogel needs to do this and that. LeBron James got to score more than 18. He had 18 and 10. And Anthony Davis has to play. If those two guys aren't going to play, I don't care what you do as a coach. You're not going to win.
He mentioned that they missed 9 layups.
Yeah.
In the paint, so I think he feels okay about some of the looks they were getting. But ultimately, it comes back down to your superstars, because if those guys are playing, then you don't have to worry about who else is it going to be. You just expect someone else to have a good enough night. That's the whole point of your rotation. You have your 2 superstars doing what they need to do, and then it could be Alex Caruso scoring 12, or it could be KCP scoring 15. But when those guys aren't playing well, it magnifies the issues of your supporting cast, and you lose game 1.
All right, so this is Anthony Davis, and you've been talking about AD and how he didn't play well in the play-in tournament first half. He had a big second half, and then 13 points yesterday. And so this is the Lakers' big man after yesterday's game.
So we just got to be better on that end, but there's no way we're winning a game, let alone a series, with me playing the way I play. So, I mean, this was on me. I take full responsibility for sure, and we'll be better game 2.
All right, so some Laker fan will believe that. This is LeBron's reaction to what AD said.
It's never just one guy, but I love when AD puts that pressure on himself. We're a better team when he's aggressive. We're a better team when he demands the ball. And but we all got to do our jobs a lot better as well.
All right, that's fine. So we got to play better. That's what I heard. We got to play better. Which is fine. It's post game mumbo jumbo to me.
Well, but that was also LeBron telling AD in public.
Yeah, you got to do better.
It's not on him, but step your game up.
Yeah, you got to do better.
You just won an NBA championship. Yeah. I don't care if at times you might not like playing the 5. Like, get over it. You got what you wanted. You were traded to the Lakers. You won a title, but it ain't done, man. Like, you can still do it again. Like, LeBron is still that dude. Whether people like him or not, you can still win a championship with this squad. And now all eyes are on you.
I think that's the difference between the good and the great, and LeBron is certainly the great. The good are happy when they get one. I got one. I'm a champion. I'll always be a champion. I'll always be, and he will. Anthony Davis will always be a champion. The great are never satisfied. LeBron is pushing to catch Michael. Catch Kobe first, and to catch Michael, right? It's all about the number of rings for him. This is another step in the big picture. I firmly believe that, don't you, for LeBron James?
It is, because
this is legacy.
Yeah, he's never going to be the greatest of all time. Like, he's never going to surpass Michael Jordan, because everyone's going to just point to 6-0 in NBA Finals. And he's never going to. And I think what's tough for him is he's never going to be a Laker great.
I think he's got to deal with that.
Yeah, so all he can do is just keep winning championships, and at the end of the day, be like, you know what? I did what I had to do to win.
Let me tell you something. Now, if he wins 3 championships with the Lakers, I believe he will be a Laker great. I do.
I don't think there's a way he could crack like a top 5 Lakers list.
All right, so top 5, and you and I had this conversation. Top 5 Laker great is really tough for me because, I mean, in whatever your order is, it's Magic, Kareem, Kobe, Wilt, and Jerry West. Is that fair? There's other great names. George Mikan's left out. Elgin Baylor is the tough one to leave off of that list. Elgin Baylor is the one tough one to leave off that list. And those guys, now I know Kareem spent time with Milwaukee. I know Wilt Chamberlain spent time with Philadelphia. But those guys, all 5 of those, right? Jerry West, Magic, Kareem, Kobe, and Wilt. Whatever your order is. The majority of their career, the crux of their greatness was with the Lakers. LeBron, when he's said and done, you're going to remember him as a what? A Cavalier? A Heat? A Laker? What are you going to remember him as?
It's mostly going to be Cavs and Heat.
Won't it be?
Yeah.
And so, as much as I think he wants to be a Laker great, now if he wins 3 championships, which is more than Jerry West, more than Wilt, we got a conversation. Because they would have won 3 championships in large part because of him. Right? Do you think he's going to win 3 championships with the Lakers?
No.
He might. He might. But I just don't. I don't know where that's going to go. So that's going to be. I think you're right. And on legacy, But I think when he went over there, he had to know. He was going at the back end of his career. But I'll tell you, if he wins 3, 2's going to be... I don't even know how you quantify this. There is no official top 5 Laker list. I mean, it's Laker fan. And there'll be some who say, oh, yeah, he absolutely is. See what he did? He's LeBron James. Okay. Who are you knocking off? Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, who?
I'd even put Shaq ahead of him.
Yeah, and Shaquille. Yeah, I don't even know how to leave Shaquille off that list. Yeah. Yeah. Who are you knocking off? This isn't the damn Denver Nuggets.
Nope.
This isn't the Minnesota Timberwolves. This isn't the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sorry about the Denver Nuggets. That was fair. I shouldn't have thrown them in. Who are the all-time 5 best Denver Nuggets?
All-time 5 best Denver Nuggets?
Yeah. Michael Thompson, Dan Issel have to lead the list, right?
Yeah, you have to put those guys on it. Carmelo Anthony.
Wow. Yeah, that's probably
him and
right.
Mutombo get a look in there. Chauncey Billups.
Yeah. But all guys...
It ain't like a Lakers list.
Those are all guys that you associate more with other...
2 years of LeBron James, he could be number 1 on that
Those are all guys that you associate more with other franchises. Carmelo, absolutely. Chauncey Billups with the Pistons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Milwaukee Bucks or the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if it's part of what you want your legacy to be, you want to be one of the greatest Lakers. That's going to be a tough egg to crack. Like that one's going to be a tough putt. I'm not sure he gets there, but that's fine. He's got other greatness. Like he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that on his resume. He'd like it. I think you're right. I think he'd like it. I just don't think he needs it. All right, when we get back, we're going to hear some from Phil. We'll go back there a little bit. I want to hear from Brooks Koepka as well. Koepka talked about that crap. That was insane at the end of it. It would have been insane in any era, but in a COVID era, it was even more insane to watch the crowd engulfing these players as they came down 18. We're going to get into that and hear from those guys. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks and on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Here at the Sports Animal, we can't help but notice more people are getting their COVID vaccine.
Gonzalez going to leave it for Hasbury. Send it in. We get it into Chavez. Natalia across the timeline. She's going to heave it from half court for the win.
My goodness.
Chavez hits one from half court for the state championship.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Moody's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Happened.
Second largest comeback in Topes history.
So good. So good. So you get more of that tonight, and you can hear it. Of course, go out to the ballpark, or you can hear it around these sports animals. Some people would tell you the impossible happened yesterday at Kiowa Island in South Carolina, where Phil Mickelson became the first golfer north of age 40 to win one of golf's majors. Of course, that would be the Masters and the U.S. Open and the Open Championship and the PGA Championship. He won the PGA Championship by 2 strokes over Brooks Koepka and Louis Oosthuizen at Kiowa Island. And JJ becoming the oldest guy ever to win it and almost 51. I mean, kind of smashing that ceiling, too. You would think somebody over 50. When we see guys win golf tournaments, but at this level, a guy who's playing on the senior tour who had not been playing well, this is an astonishing story.
Majors are different.
Yeah.
They are. And to win a major championship at the age of 50, it immediately jumps up there. Like, the only thing I would have in front of it is Tiger's Masters win.
I think that's right.
Given the physical challenges he overcame to get back, the multiple surgeries. But this is right up there with major winners I have seen.
Yeah, I think it's a little different, and they both stand in their own plateau, right? This is special because it's the oldest guy to ever win, and it's not like he beat it by a month or a couple of days. Like, he beat it by almost 3 years, right? I got a graphic somewhere that of the oldest winners in of major tournaments. And before this, it was a guy named, I don't even know who Julius Boros is, but he was 48 years and 4 months. This guy's almost 51. That's like, two almost 3 years. Tom Morris won the 1867 British Open Championship at 46. 1867, JD. The first name on this list that you know is Jack Nicklaus, who won the 86 Masters when he was 46 years and 2 months old. Phil's almost full 4. He's 3 months short of 4 months or 4 years older. Like, he shattered it. The Tiger thing was different because, and I'll still tell you, I think the Tiger comeback was the greatest comeback in the history of sports that I've seen because of everything that he went through. Personally, physically, rebuilt-wise, like the man was broken down. Thank you. And so that's why I think that was different. But these stand on their own. I want you to hear, and then I want to get into the. I want to get into the security there too. But here's Phil, and on the mindset, like, why not me? Who can do this? Why not me? And it's really an interesting take.
I just had to work harder physically to be able to practice as long as I wanted to, and I've had to work a lot harder to be able to maintain focus throughout a round. That's been the biggest challenge of late. And my desire to play is the same. Like I've never been driven by exterior things. I've always been, intrinsically motivated because I love to compete. I love playing the game. I love having opportunities to play against the best at the highest level. And so that's what drives me. And I think that's what has the belief that I could still do it inspired me to work harder. And I just didn't see why it couldn't be done. It just took a little bit more effort.
So did you hear that he was playing, 30 and 40 holes in a day to make 18 holes feel like nothing? It's like swinging a weighted bat, right? And so he was playing all these holes, getting ready for this major, so 18 holes would feel like just a walk in the park. And obviously, it paid off for him. Why not him? Why not? John, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, John. Hey, John.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Hey, good morning. I have a great story about Phil Mickelson. My mom, who passed away at the age of 98 in 2019, was a great Phil Mickelson fan, and she called him Lefty. But we never knew it until one day, probably in 2016, I was driving my mom home from a family party, and it was late Sunday afternoon. She goes, "Hey, turn on the sports station." I go, "Really, Mom?" She goes, "Yeah, I want to see how Lefty's doing." And I was shocked that my mom,
That's so
the
cool.
age at that time, 94 years old, knew about Phil Mickelson. And she goes, "Yo, he's my favorite golfer." And it just blew me away because none of us knew that she followed golf. So yesterday we got together at my sister's house, and we actually prayed that Phil Mickelson would win for my mom, and sure enough he did, and we were all happy. So that's pretty cool. And, I think it's great that he won. I was pulling for him specifically, not because I'm a senior myself, but because of my mom. And for my mom at her age to know Lefty Mickelson, it just blew us all away.
That's great stuff, John. Yeah, it's warm, and enjoy that and love on that. That's great stuff. Thanks for sharing that. John called at 505-246-0610. I mean, that's just one of those things, right?
I think with Phil Mickelson is he was good, but they always try to force him being the rival of Tiger, right. So he became a lovable loser. And there's not many players that have been as good as Phil Mickelson that everyone's like, "Oh, I feel bad for Phil. He can't be." No, you should just enjoy Tiger Woods. That's how great he was. Like, Phil would have been fantastic and absolutely been at the top in any other time, probably, except there was that guy Tiger Woods. So I think that's why so many people all did gravitate to him as well, because they're like, "Oh, Phil, maybe you can get him next time." Well, second place.
It also brings you back to that Tiger time, right? The people who hold on to Tiger, it didn't have to be one or the other, right? That was a rivalry. That wasn't Dodgers Giants. That wasn't USC UCLA. You could like both of those guys. You didn't have to choose in that. All right, Brooks Koepka was the other piece of this, coming down 18, and it was both beautiful and horrifying watching the crowd engulf those two golfers and their caddies, and security trying to hold them back. When you put it in the perspective of we're in the midst, I don't want to say the middle of, but still in the midst of a pandemic, right? And there have been no crowds for however many months, and then you see this throng of humanity engulf these two golfers and really try to get at Phil. And Brooks Koepka was in it. He was the other person in that group, and he was coming off of, he's got a bad knee, and he wasn't all that fired up about it. His quote was, "It would have been cool if I didn't have a knee injury and got dinged a few times in the knee in that crowd because nobody really gave a bleep personally. But if I was fine, yeah, it would have been cool. It's cool for Phil, but getting dinged a few times isn't exactly my idea of fun." Like, evidently his knee got hurt. And he's right. Nobody in that gave a bleep. They just want to be part of it. That said, this is Brooks Koepka after finishing runner-up and playing with Phil Sunday at the PGA Championship.
It's cool. I'm super happy for Phil. Like I said, it's it gives you hope that you can, or gives me hope that I'm hoping still playing at 50, but to be able to come out and compete and actually win, that's a whole nother thing. So, kudos to him, but it's really cool to see.
That's the perspective of a competitor who, by the way, has won multiple majors and is, dare I say at his young age, as good of a major player that we've seen, right?
I got to find the exact date on it, so I can't say the stat and it makes sense, but there's a run of recent majors where only 42 players have finished in front of Brooks Koepka.
It's insanity.
And I think it's probably going back to his back-to-back.
Yeah. That's insanity. Think of that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's not only just making the cut, that's competing on the first page of the leaderboard and competing for a championship every single time in a major. That's what it is. All right, we're going to phones when we come back. Wrap it up strong at 5:05. 246-0610. Emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We're on ProView Networks where Alden is driving the ship. Bobcat on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Steal coming in. Can she get the point? As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West, puts it up on the layup, scores.
How about your San Diego Super Padres, the best team in baseball? They are on a roll. Fernando Tatis was spectacular. Did you see him stare down that slam? I mean, slam Diego yesterday. Just stare it down. Dodgers have won a bunch in a row. The Padres have won a bunch in a row. Remember, we got the call, what's wrong with the Dodgers? Really? The Dodgers are going to be fine. Slam Diego's going to be fine, too.
Yeah. Who's 2 games back of first place? The San Francisco Giants. Who's a game back? The Dodgers.
Dodgers just swept the Giants
this
weekend.
Expected.
That's right. No.
Padres and Dodgers to be in this situation.
Look, the Padres are terrific. I don't know if they're the best team in baseball right now, record-wise. They are the best team in baseball, 30-17. The Dodgers are 29-18. And by the way, the Albert Pujols experience is working pretty well right now.
It's a week you look back on and go, good job, good effort, Albert. You gave him some life when they needed it the most. Be hanging around a couple pinch hit situations, moving down the line when Cody Bellinger comes back, because I expect probably Bellinger will get most of his work at first. Probably in the outfield until they get healthy, get Pollock back, McKinstry, and everyone. But I think that's, with what we've seen with the shoulder and the leg injury, I think you need Bellinger at first to survive the rest of the season.
How about the scene in Slam Diego there yesterday, right? I mean, and by the way, the hometown of the PGA champion now, Philly Mick. But watching that whole thing go down, and Tatis is playing at a level now where he knows it. He knows he's insanely good.
It was a bit of a dice roll, but we all saw that dude has the talent, and he's going to be the fixture of that team for the length of that contract.
Can the face of baseball for the next decade be in San Diego? Is it a big enough market? It can be, right?
It can be because of the excitement, the marketing of it, and the postseason. This team has already been to the playoffs. They already battled the Dodgers. Yes, they lost last year, but they already got a taste of that. They're going to continue to get there, and that's what hurt Mike Trout. Well, postseason appearances where you go, all right, this is the best player in the game. Let's watch him.
So I'm going to go back to A-Rod and Jeter. Who's been the last face of baseball? Who's been, like LeBron's the face of the NBA. Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning for a long time, and now Patrick Mahomes been the face of the NFL. Who's been the most recognizable figure in baseball? Give me the last one that people go, oh, yeah, I know who that is. Jeter?
You might have to go back. Yeah, Derek Jeter. I don't think, just think the last 10 years that there's someone that jumps out.
Who's doing commercials?
Oh, that's face baseball.
Clayton Kershaw? Like who's been the most exciting player? You know, there was an Ozzie Smith back in the day, and there was Bonds and Sosa and Griffey, and
there's been like the most polarizing baseball, but not someone you look at and say this represents who we are right now.
And that doesn't mean who's the best. Mookie Betts and Mike Trout. That's not what I'm asking you. Who's been somebody with whom baseball was right away? Oh, I know that guy. He plays for the whoever. He's a great. Like there isn't one. LeBron. Everybody knows who LeBron James is. Everybody knows who Tom Brady is. Everybody knows who Tiger Woods is. Everybody knows, right? Who's been like baseball, America's pastime. And I think this is going to be your guy over the next decade. Because I just can't. They haven't had one. Mike Trout can do all the Subway commercials he wants. Nobody knows who the heck he is. He's played for a bad team as a second team in its own market. I think this guy in San Diego sports-wise in San Diego, I told you I always feel for that market, right? I've got such an affection for that market. I spent 8 years there. For them losing the Chargers, the Clippers years ago, and never won anything. San Diego's never won a chance. Think of it. They won MISL, I think, Major Indoor Soccer. The San Diego Sockers back in the day were good. They don't win anything. This guy's going to bring him something. I mean, the way that ownership group. I'm not telling you it's going to be this year, but in the next 3-4 years, Padres will win the World Series. Don't you think?
They're in a position to not just compete with the Dodgers, but do what the Dodgers are able to do. It's when you have expensive players get hurt, it doesn't tank your franchise. They traded for Mike Clevenger.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately went down with Tommy John surgery. Like, okay, we'll just still make the postseason last year anyway, try to make it run. Oh, we'll go out and get Blake Snell this offseason. They're doing things that championship teams do, and they're going to be right there with the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're spending money. They got a new ballpark in, I mean, really, maybe the best destination city in this country. Give me a better destination city where you want. I mean, if you're a young ball player, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? You're a free agent. Where do you want to go? Want to go to Milwaukee? Want to go to Detroit? Miami's hot and humid now. You know, Miami's. You know, if you're worried about taxes, okay, Miami's got, but they're horrible. Their fan base stinks. Tampa Bay, they play in that stadium, whatever. You been to San Diego? This is one of those, and I've heard for years. Why can't the Padres win? Why can't the Aztecs win? Why, all of a sudden, they're winning.
It's a bad investment, and that's key. They hit a home run with Fernando Tatis Jr.
Unbelievable. They traded for him, huh? Is that how they acquired him? What was the trade? Do you remember?
I think he came from the White Sox.
Is that right?
Organization. So it might have been back to James Shields trade.
So, how did that was the White Sox,
right?
The White Sox signed Fernando Tatis. He was 16 years old as an international signing out of the DR back in 2015. Any idea what his bonus was when they signed him out of the Dominican Republic?
Probably like $25,000.
$700,000. No, he made good money. Okay. So they signed him. His dad played 11 years in the major leagues. But how did he get traded is what I'm trying to find. All right. So 11 months passed. I'm just trying to make this easy for me. Let me find this. It was in one of those late season trades. You're right. It was James Shields. It was James Shields. James Shields trade worked out for Fernando Tatis and the Padres. Not necessarily for the White Sox. You think? 26 game. I mean, whoever on the Padres side did that, they should get a lifetime guaranteed contract. No?
Yeah, that is definitely what you're putting on your resume when you're entering. Oh, by the way, I was the one who said we should get Fernando Tatis Jr. back when we traded James Shields.
General Manager Rick Hahn decided the piece that was missing for the White Sox that year was a veteran right-hander to work alongside the lefties. They had Chris Sale, Jose Quintana, and Carlos Rondon. So he sent Fernando Tatis and a AAA starter named Eric Johnson to the Padres for James Shield. Padres GM was A.J. Preller. Agreed to pay, this is one of your Rockies deals, agreed to pay more than half of the $58 million remaining on the Shields contract. I got to believe at the time people went, what are we doing? Paying half of that $58 million that's left. That was a pretty good investment, huh?
Worked out really well for the Padres.
I mean, they paid half of Shields' contract.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody remembers James Shields anymore. Nobody.
You're telling me maybe in a couple years we'd be looking back at that Nolan Arenado trade and be like,
"Is what you get out of it? What'd you get? There's no Fernando Tatis in that trade. No.
Okay.
I mean, can you imagine Tatis still on that White Sox team? How good they'd be? Because that's an exciting, fun young team.
Yeah, you'd make it work with Tim Anderson.
You'd make it work.
Like second base.
Yeah, you'd find a place for him. Yeah, all right, he'd be all right.
You'd fit him into the lineup.
You kidding me? We'd make it work. All right, he'd work. It's insane. All right, tonight. Oh, by the way, how about your Avalanche? A little sweep of the St. Louis Blues. It's nice, huh? Hockey playoffs are moving too. It's a good little run for your nice. The Avalanche are good.
Handled their business as round one favorites. Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Bye-bye, St. Louis.
Never in doubt. All right, what do you get tonight, hoops-wise? You get East.
There's only 2 games tonight.
Miami, Milwaukee, game 2 in the East.
Good game.
Really good games. And then you get Portland and Denver. Denver's a 1.5-point favorite after losing the first game.
Must-win basketball game for the Denver.
I believe that to be true. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd. We'll follow that. Sports Bar, Trulio and Carlisle. More local talk this afternoon. Starts at 4 o'clock. And then Josh Sushan will crack the microphone at 6:15. Isotopes baseball against the Oklahoma City Doyers out at the ballpark. Bobcat, good to see you. It's been a couple of days.
Yes, good to see you too.
Alden, thanks for getting up early, stepping in. Big day for you today?
Always.
Enjoy the day, boys and girls. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to the Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's the steal coming in. Can she get the points?
As Chris, tough shot, gets it to go.
West up with it. Nice move by West. Puts it up on the layup. Scores.
Especially the team like Navajo Prep with so many weapons.
3 to beat the horn. Yes! Nothing but nylon at the... Turnover. Henderson in transition. Going to slam it home.